All right, no intro for this video. I just want to get straight to the point with it. The Houston Texans have now acquired wide receiver Stefon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills, and as a Jags fan, I gotta say I am pissed off. The Jaguars were already going into this offseason knowing that they had to compete with the best team in the division last season in the Houston Texans, and up and coming and arguably the best quarterback in the AFC South in CJ Stroud. And they just went out there and put together a phenomenal offseason, and Stefon Diggs was just the cherry on top. Nick Caserio, the general manager for the Houston Texans, A++. The job he has done building a great roster offensively and defensively around his young franchise quarterback on a rookie contract. He has put together the blueprint for every other general manager in football. When you have a quarterback on a rookie contract who is your franchise quarterback, here's how you should do it. And Trent Baalke has sat on his ass. Now, that's not to discredit what he's done this offseason, because he's actually done a very good job this offseason. I've been thoroughly pleased with his performance this offseason and what he's been able to do. From restructuring contracts, extending guys, signing guys in free agency, etc. My issue and my gripe with Trent Baalke has been, for the last 4 seasons, you have been reluctant to get your franchise quarterback a wide receiver one. That is the issue with this. Now let's talk about Stefon Diggs and the Houston Texans really quickly. The Bills gave up Stefon Diggs for a 2025 second-round pick via Minnesota. The Houston Texans acquired Stefon Diggs and a 2024 sixth-round pick and a 2025 fifth-round pick. Now, when I talked about how loaded the offensive weapons are around CJ Stroud, this is what I'm talking about. The CJ Stroud-led Houston Texans have now Joe Mixon, Dalton Schultz, Stefon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Robert Woods at the offensive helm. A second-year quarterback who proved to have one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history is now only going to get better. The AFC South just got better. The Jaguars look a little bit worse with the Texans getting exponentially better, right? And my gripe, like I said, is not that I wish that the Jags would have traded for Stefon Diggs, right? 31 years of age, he's not the same wide receiver he was 3, 4, 5 years ago, but Stefon Diggs is still a legitimate wide receiver one in this league nonetheless. He obviously helped take Josh Allen to new heights and new levels back in 2020 when he was acquired from Minnesota and went to Buffalo. You get my point. My point is, Trent Baalke has not acquired a wide receiver one for Trevor Lawrence in 4 seasons. You are talking about one of the greatest quarterback prospects ever coming out of college, compared to the likes of guys like Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. He did not have a fantastic rookie season, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 3,600 yards. We know the story. We understand the Urban Meyer fiasco. Nonetheless, you've had 4 seasons to draft a wide receiver one. You've had 4 seasons to acquire via trade a wide receiver one. You've had 4 seasons to get one in free agency, and you have not done that. The best wide receiver that Trent Baalke has gotten for Trevor Lawrence was a 1-year rental of Calvin Ridley. And I think Calvin Ridley is still going to be a very good wide receiver. Now look, I wish him best in Tennessee. I'm glad he got his bag. I obviously don't wish him success against us twice a season, but that's about it. You had a 1-year rental. You fumbled the bag with Calvin Ridley. He was supposed to be a part of the long-term plans, and all that didn't work out. Now is your opportunity to go get a T. Higgins, go get a Brandon Ayuk, go and draft a wide receiver in the first round. But let's be honest, we all know it's not going to happen. We all know deep down in our hearts we're going to take a defensive player with our first round selection, and nothing wrong with that. I would love to get an elite cornerback on the outside. I would love to go ahead and get a great, edge rusher. I would love to go with another offensive lineman to protect my franchise quarterback, but I am not trying to roll out in September of week 1 with Gabe Davis as my wide receiver 1, Zay Jones as my wide receiver 2, both of these guys on the outside, and I have Christian Kirk still coming out of the slot, even though you've got Evan Ingram and you still got ETN in the backfield. We need a wide receiver 1. Trevor Lawrence deserves a wide receiver 1. We are never going to see him reach his full potential at health if he does not have a wide receiver 1. It is that simple, straightforward, and to the point. And even though I would love Jared Verse, I would love Terry and Arnold, I would love Kool-Aid McKinstry, all of these guys in the first round, guys I've already talked about on my Patreon, guys that have already done draft profiles and film breakdowns on my Patreon, I've already gone over them, and they're fantastic players. And if you want to see that, I will go ahead and put it in the link in the description down below. But nonetheless, we still deserve a wide receiver one in Jacksonville. The Jaguars have an expensive wide receiver room. Christian Kirk on a big contract. Zay Jones on the last year of his contract. And then you take a look at Gabe Davis, who just got a contract. You need to get younger and you need to get better in your wide receiver room. That is why you sacrifice and you go up and you get a Malik Neighbors. You get a Marvin Harrison Jr. You go get Rome Odunze. You go out there and you get Brian Thomas Jr. or Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell. It doesn't matter. Go identify your wide receiver one at the value that you want and go grab him. All is forgiven. We're not asking the guy to come in and dominate in year one. Could he potentially? Absolutely. We've seen what a Jamar Chase can do. We've seen what a Puka Nacua could do as a late round pick from BYU. We understand that. But you're never going to give your franchise quarterback a fair opportunity if you do not properly build around him. And part of that is getting him a wide receiver one. Every great young quarterback in the NFL, or every smart, competent GM, has gotten their young franchise quarterback at least a wide receiver one. Look at what the Dolphins did for Tua. They went out there and they got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Look at what the Eagles did for Jalen Hurts, acquiring Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Look at what the Cincinnati Bengals did for Joe Burrow with T. Higgins the same year that they drafted Joe Burrow, and then they also went and got Jamar Chase in the first round. This is what you do in order to make your young franchise quarterback successful. Get him a wide receiver one. That is my entire point with all of this. I hope I eat my words. I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that Trent Baalke actually grabs himself by the cojones and actually goes out there and makes a necessary move to go grab a wide receiver one. That's all I got to say for this video. Texans fans, I wish you guys success because you know what? I'm not a hater. Maybe we're not when you guys play us because CJ Stroud is a very good quarterback. He's a very talented quarterback. I like DeMeco Ryans a lot. I can be objective, okay? Wish you guys success, just not when you play us. I'll put it as nicely as that. Jags fans, please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below because I know you guys are just as upset and shocked and probably pissed off as I am about this. I'm trying to be as objective and level-headed about this as I physically can be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like I said, if you guys want to go ahead and see some draft profile and film breakdowns that I've already done, I got 3 videos up on the Patreon. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out in the description down below. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me on all of my socials, especially on Twitter. The link trees will be in the description down below. But Jags fans, thank you guys again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. And like always, man, let's go Jags.